Hello guys, welcome to another video of mine. It's Kounde AA, and this is your Chelsea transfer news daily video for you guys, where I keep you guys up to date with all the latest Chelsea news in the past 24 hours to 48 hours. Again, some more developments, more updates to Erling Haaland. Is he going to cost an excess of £200 million? Yes, you heard that correctly, £200 million. I'll be breaking down the agent fees, the wages, and of course the value as to why it is going to be £200 million. I'll be breaking it down. Matt Law had a podcast, and I listened to it this morning actually, and it was a superb podcast. I'd recommend you guys go check it out. I'll leave the link in the description. Really interesting podcast to give you guys a really real insight. We know the reliability of Matt Law. Spoke about Haaland, spoke about Tomori, the loanees. The fact that we're looking for a centre-back, how likely it is for us to sign Haaland. I'll be giving you guys the main summary of it, giving you guys the breakdown of the situation, which is why I'm here for you guys. But speaking about Erling Haaland, speaking about Jadon Sancho, potential other targets, I'll also be speaking about Thomas Tuchel and the fact that he's been so amazing, and the interview that he had with Rio Ferdinand on BT Sport. Again, I'll leave a card up here for you guys as well. Go and check it out. The way that he speaks, the way that he tactically breaks down the game. Again, he had this press conference for Man United. This is not a preview. You will be seeing a preview for Manchester United tomorrow evening. Of course, we have Manchester United on Sunday, which is a massive game. So I'll be speaking about Tuchel briefly on top of that. And finally, I'll be speaking about some new news, and it is in regards to the centre-back. And it is Jules Kounde, the most highly rated centre-back. The clubs, numerous amount of clubs around Europe are, after him, that sought after him, and that Chelsea have actually entered the race to sign Kounde. I'll be breaking it all down, but before I do get into it, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and comment down below your thoughts and opinions on each topic that I do speak about. Starting off with the biggest news story of this video, and it is of course Erling Haaland, that generational talent that every single club in Europe is after. Now, a couple of days ago, Mino came out in an interview, and he said in an interview that 10 clubs are actually interested in securing Erling Haaland's signature. And I'm thinking, 10 clubs? Really? This guy is going to cost easily north of £100 million, and you're telling me there's 10 clubs, especially in this COVID climate, this pandemic, you're telling me there's 10 top elite European clubs that have got that amount of money to spend on one player. I'm thinking, it's a bit fishy. And if you run down the clubs, he didn't name any of the clubs, and I went into thinking about this, and he said 4 of those clubs are in England. Yeah, so the only ones that come to mind is Chelsea, Manchester United, Manchester City. You've got Liverpool, and I'm thinking Liverpool couldn't even afford Werner for £50 million. And so how are they going to afford Erling Haaland for excess of £100 million? And when I break down the numbers, it's going to be a lot more than that. So again, it didn't make any sense there. I don't think Liverpool are financially able to compete with the likes of Chelsea and Man City. You've then got the situation of Juventus. Juventus, if they sell Ronaldo, could they potentially be in for Haaland again? But due to the COVID climate and the fact that a lot of clubs have lost that matchday revenue and those revenue streams, they've been hit hard financially with the pandemic. So again, will they be able to afford them? PSG, if they can't tie Neymar and Mbappe down, potentially. Bayern Munich, if they want to replace Lewandowski. There are some clubs, of course, but Matt Law was on about the 2 main clubs interested, and it is actually Chelsea and Manchester City. Now, he said that nobody's buying Erling Haaland for £100 million this summer. It is more likely to be £150 million plus agent fees if a deal is to be struck. No club will get a bargain buy. Man City are reluctant due to FFP. If Roman Abramovich wants to really sign Erling Haaland, then Chelsea will simply go for it. And this is amazing. And I'll be speaking of Roman Abramovich in a second. But in regards to 2 clubs interested, Chelsea and of course Manchester City, this is actually really interesting news. And of course, there's many reasons for this. Is Manchester City are looking to replace Aguero. That's well known now. Aguero will most likely be leaving it in the season with his contract expiring, and they're going to be looking for a world-class marquee centre forward. And of course, they're currently using a false 9 formation. Messy rumours, we don't know. Erling Haaland is definitely a transfer target for Man City. But what's interesting here is what Matt Law stated in regards to FFP, financial fair play regulations, and it makes sense because even though FFP has been relaxed for this specific window, especially in this COVID climate, because of the COVID market, FFP has been relaxed. Hence why Roman's inputting a lot of money. I'll get into that in a second. Man City can't really afford it because they're already in some FFP trouble. They had some FFP trouble recently. They've just escaped a ban. So there is a massive grey area of Man City and UEFA. So there is some friction, there is a clash going on there. So again, they don't want to be spending excess amounts of money on one specific player because then an investigation could be held. So again, it is difficult, and so Man City are actually reluctant to spend that much on one player because of FFP regulations. But breaking down the numbers, crunching down the numbers, it's honestly phenomenal. It's insane. It really is. It generally is unbelievable when you crunch down numbers. The fact that, I was saying that Erling Haaland has that release clause of £75 million, which can be activated in the summer of 2022. Obviously, that release clause doesn't come into fruition this summer. So you have to negotiate outright with Dortmund, and the fact that they're operating at £23 million financial loss at the minute, they have to sell players, and they don't want to sell Erling Haaland, of course. So I knew it was always going to be north of £100 million, and the fact that it could be around £150 million, which is double his release clause, means that are Chelsea really going to spend £150 million? And you've got to factor in, consider the agent fees. Miraola, this guy is a super agent. He charges extortionate agent fees. We're talking £30-40 million just in agent fees, and then you've got his contract offer, his wages. They're going to be £250,000-300,000 a week minimum. And over the course of 5 years, you can do the maths there. That's going to be millions and millions and millions, hundreds of millions. So again, it's a massive investment, but this really is a, once in a decade opportunity to secure a generational talent. Because once Haaland moves, if he moves to a league club now, whether that's a Man City, Real Madrid, Barca, whatever, you're not going to be able to lure him away ever again. This is it, and it's the same exact situation with Havertz, because once Havertz moves, you're not going to be able to sign him again. This is the elite club move now for him. And again, going on to, I'm going to be alluding on to Roman Abramovich here, and the fact that he's really desperate to sign Erling Haaland, and Chelsea will definitely go for it. And I've said this before, is if Roman wants something, 9 times out of 10 he gets it. It's as simple as that. He wanted Havertz desperately, and he was even willing to input his own money and resources to get the deal done. But then it was realised that Chelsea actually had the finances to do it themselves, which is of course fantastic. And he's always built this Chelsea model to be self-sustainable. He never wanted to, end up every season, year on year out, input his own money in, and it's completely fair enough. And we are actually self-sustainable, hence why we haven't been spending massive amounts in the past 5-6 years, and our net spend isn't actually that high. It's actually lower than Arsenal, surprisingly. So because we make so much money off player sales through other revenue streams, match day revenue, the fact that we have a franchise, a sponsorship deal. So again, we make so much money that our net spend is really small. So we are actually very self-sustainable. But Roman, especially the fact that the FFP has been relaxed because of the COVID climate, means that he is actually willing to put in around £200 million, which is what it's going to cost to get Haaland over the line. He's literally fully his own money in just to get Haaland, because he's that desperate to Haaland. He sees Haaland as a Hazard 2.0, which is sublime, which is fantastic news. And this is what I mean. We are so privileged. We are so lucky that we have an owner like Roman. You look at other clubs like Arsenal, Man United, where they've got American owners that are not inputting money, that are not helping the club financially, that are not investing in players. And we're so privileged and lucky financially that we've got an owner that's caring for the country, caring for the football club, caring for the fans, and we're in a very, very lucky position. Hopefully we do get Haaland over the line. Now, if you look on Kevin Palmer's report, they're stating that Chelsea now emerging as strong contenders to sign both Jadon Sancho and Erling Haaland if Dortmund decide to sell both this summer. Dortmund lowered their asking price for Sancho to £78 million as per German reports. And again, could Chelsea be potentially interested in Sancho? The Sancho reports I'm a bit concerned about, because I don't think that there's any fresh news in regards to him. We were heavily interested last season. The interest died down. I don't see us signing both Haaland and Sancho because there's no need. We have so many attacking talent in abundance, and if you sign Haaland, you're going to have to see at least 2 attackers leave. We just signed Ziyech. Pulisic has been here for about 18 months. So it honestly, or for about 2 years. So it's honestly a case of, it honestly really is a case of selling attackers. I don't see it being too realistic. I don't see where these Sancho rumours are resurfacing. Haaland is obviously legitimate, but the Sancho news is honestly baffling to me. And I'm moving on to the final story, which is again really interesting. It is in regards to Jules Kounde. Reported by the Daily Mail that Chelsea could capitalise on the chance to sign Jules Kounde from Sevilla. It has been said that Manchester United are looking to pull out from the race to sign him, and they were touted as a leading side to chase him. Now, Sevilla have quoted Jules Kounde to be about £70 million for his signature. We know the centre-back is a priority position for Chelsea. Chelsea, according to Matt Law, want to sign a centre-back and a striker as the 2 priority targets. Of course, Haaland being a striker target is priority, and centre-back we're not sure. There hasn't been a main name popping up like a Haaland, and we've been linked to Alaba, Marquinhos, Varane, and now Jules Kounde. But do we need another young centre-back? Jules Kounde, a very young, up-and-coming, world-class talented centre-back. Not very tall, 5'10", a world-class ball-playing centre-back. But again, not the finished article. But do we have enough of those young centre-backs, i.e. your Christiansens, your Zumas, your Tomoris? And we need to sign an established world-class centre-back. And we have one in Thiago Silva, but he's 37. He can't play every 3 days. He hasn't got the fitness. He hasn't got the stamina. He's not in his prime anymore. He's way past his prime. So we need an established world-class centre-back in his prime that's got a fantastic pedigree that can come in, come into that Chelsea defence and, play alongside the Thiago Silva or play alongside Christensen. And again, you're signing a Jules Kounde in another young centre-back. So again, I'm not too sure how legitimate these sources and rumours are. We'll have to wait and see on this one. But personally, I prefer Chelsea to go out and sign an established world-class centre-back to play alongside a Christensen or a Thiago Silva. But that's just my personal opinion. What do you guys think? Leave me your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. If you did enjoy this video, do smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I'll see all of you guys for my next video. Peace.